Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars universe seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also, let's not forget about the new Star Wars TV shows, the new Star Wars movies that are currently in development by Disney and Lucasfilm, that's really going to intertwine with all of the new Star Wars comics, books, and novels, etc. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that a lot of fans have been very excited for is, of course, the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show, which, by the way, debuts this Friday. We're just 4 days, give or take, away from the debut of Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, and, of course, we're going to be getting Chapter 3, I believe, the following week. So we have a lot of things happening with the Kenobi series, so at the end of the day, Deborah Chow wanted to make sure that there were going to be a lot of Legends material making its way into the Kenobi series, and also a lot of original takes from Rogue One, a Star Wars story that will also be implemented into the Kenobi series. A prime example is the return of Darth Vader's castle, which, by the way, first debuted in Rogue One. So we're getting that back once more, and I think that's another thing to really look forward to in the Kenobi series. However, Disney CEO Bob Chapek, he's been a guy that's been very much working around the clock to make sure that Star Wars can actually thrive and survive and really kind of turn things around for the better for the fans, and that's exactly what he's doing. He is allowing Jon and Dave to do exactly as they please with these new Star Wars stories, all these new Star Wars projects in the works, and that's exactly what they are doing. Now, when it involves the Kenobi series, however, this is where things begin to really and truly escalate for the Star Wars fandom, and exactly what's in store for the future of the Star Wars universe at hand. Now, with both Disney and Lucasfilm now getting ready to work on a host of new Star Wars TV shows and movies, creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are also getting ready to begin work on the new shows that will connect to the Mandoverse. However, with Bob Chapek recently approving and creating a green light for Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 to expand the series as well as a Season 3, many storyboards that were originally meant for Season 1 and some of the Kenobi movie scripts are going to be used for the future Obi-Wan episodes to fulfill the series. Now, further is described, however, that currently one of the big scenes that are already pre-planned for the Kenobi series' second season is set to feature the return of actor Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu in the Star Wars universe. Now, the plan by Deborah Chow, Favreau, and Filoni, who will also be joining the project, is set to recapture the theme of the prequels and to explore the return of some of the lost characters that survived Order 66. Now, Mace Windu is set to reappear in a hidden ancient Jedi temple somewhere in the Outer Rim in one of the storyboards from the original plans for the Kenobi movie that will now be used for Kenobi Season 2. Here is where new Jedi discover Mace Windu after the events of Order 66 many years later, which will also be explained to Obi-Wan Kenobi later on in the series how he survived. Now, the plan by Disney is to tell Mace Windu's survival divided up into parts and from different perspectives. In the second season, Mace Windu is set to reveal to both new Jedi and eventually also to Obi-Wan that he survived the fall and grabbed onto an incoming transport above the streets of Coruscant, eventually landing near a medical facility where he obtains his bionic arm. Now, Lucasfilm already has of course, big plans set out to tell the story of exactly the surgery of Mace Windu and exactly how he actually got his bionic arm. Now, Mace Windu is set to not just get a bionic arm, but also a bionic eye in the series, as well as having scars on his face from the lightning struck by Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith. So let me just stop right here for 1 second. Now, the thing about the Kenobi series is that, in case you guys did not know, alright, there were a lot of storyboards and scripts that were actually created for the first season that never made out to be attached to the final cut of that, and a lot of that will be used for Season 2 and Season 3 of the planned Kenobi series. Now, the thing about the original take on Obi-Wan Kenobi, in case you guys didn't know, it was originally going to be a movie, and even at one point in time planned to be an actual new trilogy in a sense, the Kenobi trilogy. You know, I think that at the end of the day, that would have been the better scenario to make it into a Kenobi trilogy. I mean, can you imagine what they could have done in the theaters? But even Ewan McGregor alluded to those big rumors back in the day, you guys may recall, where he himself even said, hey, you know, maybe it's even a trilogy. You know, that's when he was still lying about his role as Obi-Wan when he was addressing the rumors at the time. So, moving on from all of this, alright, now the entire scene is set to progress to a point in which the medical droids are attaching Mace Windu's arm in a flashback. It's said to appear very much like Anakin Skywalker's bionic arm seen in Episode 3, and also seen in the Kenobi trailer. Mace Windu, of course, during this time of the Kenobi Season 2, which at this point in time is supposed to take place 12 years after Episode 3, which means 2 years after the Kenobi's first season. Now, Samuel L. Jackson has already met up with Ewan McGregor about the return of his character in the new Star Wars franchise by Disney. Now, another sequence that is also a part of the storyboards involves a moment when Kenobi finds Mace Windu in hiding, where they actually train together and engage in a sparring session. Now, this lightsaber duel between two old friends is set to be very intense, and will be created by both Favreau and Filoni in the second season of Kenobi. Mace Windu is set to have a new lightsaber while searching for his old one in the meantime. So let me just stop right here for 1 second before we move on to even more exciting aspects of this big plan that's being put together by Bob Chapek. Now, the thing about Kenobi Season 1 is that we are already going to be getting a lot of cameos to begin with, and we talked about said cameos that will appear in the Kenobi series, and a lot of which are going to be from the prequel trilogy movies. Makes a lot of sense, you know, because after all, they are treating this show as a direct sequel to Revenge of the Sith. That's how they look at it. That's what they're treating it as. So I do suggest that everybody goes ahead and watches Revenge of the Sith for the next couple of days and really get a feel of the theme of the prequels so that you can compare it to, you know, all the choices that are being made for the Kenobi show. There's a lot of tidbits in there in the Episode 3 film that you might notice by Deborah Chow, because she actually took a lot of notes from George Lucas and his filming style for all of that. So, moving on from all of this, alright, this is the thing that really gets me, is that they are going to be discovering brand new hidden Jedi across the galaxy, including Ahsoka Tano, for the Mace Windu series, alright? Or should I say, for the Kenobi series that will involve Mace Windu, that's going to eventually lead to the Mace Windu series, and we talked about this also a couple of weeks ago. The thing about new Jedi coming into the equation here in live-action form, I think is a brilliant idea. You know, we got that treatment in the prequel movies, and we also, you know, got that treatment in the animated Star Wars TV shows. They're going to be doing the same exact thing now with Kenobi Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. So, like I say, a lot of this will be announced during the fall of this year, officially speaking, by Disney, to let fans know that the Kenobi verse, as I like to call it, is going to become a big deal. You know, I think that it's a good choice, makes a lot of sense. They probably felt that it was unfair to fans to keep Kenobi as a limited series while Ahsoka is not. Alright, so anyways guys, you know, drop a comment below, let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.